Well, my topic this morning is hell or heal. And when Dwayne was singing his song, I was thinking, yeah, which road are you picking? The one to hell or the one to a good life? Well, the traditional definition of hell is that fiery place where you go to after you die if you haven't been good. And in Science of Mind, we don't believe in that. However, we do sometimes create a little hell on earth for ourselves, don't we? And it's interesting when you look at the definition of hell in the dictionary, one of the explanations is one where it originally came from, where it means to pen in animals, where they would put them in a bound area, kind of like, a fenced-in area. And I think that's when we have hell on earth, is when we set up limitations in our mind, because what we believe and think, that's what we create in our lives. And then when you think of heal, what does heal mean? It means to reveal the truth. And the truth is unlimited, infinite good. When we open to the truth, joyful circumstances result. And so healing is taking off those limited ideas and no longer believing in the power of circumstance. Yes, circumstance is real, but it doesn't have power unless we put the power into it. I've been reading an interesting book called The Intention Experiment by Lynn McTaggart. And the whole book is a lot about what we believe, only it gives examples of scientific experiments that prove what we believe. An explanation of the book was given by the VP and Director of Heart Math, Roland McCready. He said, "It's the best synthesis and overview of science, showing that we are interconnected with each other, our planet and the universe itself, at a deep and fundamental level. McTaggart makes it clear that our beliefs, emotions, and actions are influencing our world all the time, and calls for new conscious intention in facilitating the transformation in consciousness that the planet is currently experiencing." In Science of Mind, we teach that each person truly is the master of their life and makes their lives what they are by their beliefs. Well, like most of us, sometimes we get into listening to feelings of doubt and think, really circumstances seem to be controlling me. I don't have that control. Well, here's one of the scientific examples that begs to differ. There's a physicist, Henry Stapp, and he says that pure energy, as it exists at the quantum level, does not have time or space, but exists as a vast continuum of floating, fluctuating charge, and that subatomic particles exist in a state of potential until observed or thought about. Listen to that again. Subatomic particles, which everything's made of, exist in a state of potential until observed or thought about. We, in a sense, are time and space. When we bring energy to conscious awareness through the act of perception, we create our reality. Religious science teaches us that what we think about all day long, what we think about with feeling, creates our belief, and our beliefs are what show up in our lives. And so sometimes there's things in our lives that are showing up that we really don't want there. But they're there because at some level, whether conscious or subconscious, we're believing in them. Well, it's interesting because not only are scientists proving what we already believe, but the Institute of Noetic Sciences is a very well-known, renowned organization. And what they did was, for one of their experiments, was they tried to capture all the cases of the so-called miracle cures that anybody had ever documented. You know, those unexplained remissions? And in case after case of these, they noticed that the people who had been experiencing some really heavy physical thing, some kind of a sickness or a physical effect that looked like it was absolutely impossible to be reversed, to be cured, that all of these people seem to have been up against a major roadblock in their lives, like unremitting stress, unresolved trauma, prolonged hostility, marked isolation, profound dissatisfaction, or even quiet despair. And that it seemed that in many of the cases of spontaneous remission, they occurred after these people had a massive psychological shift and recreated a life that was engaging and purposeful. So in these instances, the patient gets rid of the source of the psychological heartache. So their thought, their beliefs that have been running through their mind and their heart are now changed, and they have a new intention in life, and their body responds to it. And there's an unexplained healing where science and medicine had said there could be no healing. There are so many great experiments documented in this book to really show, yes, what you believe, you receive. One of them was done by William Tiller, Dr. William Tiller, who is a Stanford University physicist. I believe he was also a Nobel laureate. And he wanted to test intention. So he created a device to measure the energy produced by healers. And he picked some people who did the kind of hands-on healing, you know, where they'd hold their hands over somebody.